Could the Bourne legacy possibly be better than Jason Bourne? Jason Bourne stars Matt Damon, Tommy Lee Jones, Alicia Vikander, and is directed by Paul Greengrass. So in Jason Bourne, Nikki Parsons, played by Julia Childs, she plays a crucial role in this movie. She is the reason why this whole chain of events comes into fruition. She is the reason why Jason Bourne comes back. At the beginning of the movie, she is in Iceland and she is trying to expose what is now Iron Hand and used to be Treadstone and a billion other projects along the way. She's trying to expose what is going on with all these soldiers, these candidates. Jason Bourne was one of the first. So without getting into any spoiler territory, this is what brings Jason Bourne out of hiding. Alicia Vikander plays Heather Lee. She is working for the CIA and she wants to bring Jason Bourne in to actually be on their side, to work for the CIA. That is really one of the big differences in this movie than the previous three Jason Bourne movies. She's the character that's saying, hey, why are we always trying to kill this guy? He's an asset, why don't we bring him in? And that is the one thing that I did kind of like about the movie, but we'll get into that. And of course, Tommy Lee Jones is the CIA director, and of course he just wants to cut the head off the snake. He wants to kill Jason Bourne. No complications. So I'm sitting in a theater, I'm watching this movie, and let me just say, Jason Bourne was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I wanted to see this movie so bad. I'm a huge Jason Bourne fan. I'm a huge fan of the previous three Matt Damon movies, and I couldn't wait to see this, honestly. I mean, I think it was Batman v Superman, and then this was my second or third, behind maybe Civil War, that I wanted to see. So after I watched this movie, I walk out of the theater, and I have a headache. And I'm wondering what the hell is going on. Did I not like this movie? No, I did not like this movie. But let me tell you why. First off, I'll start with the good, and I kind of touched on it already. I did like that they tried something a little different, but that's also part of the problem. They wanted to maybe use Jason Bourne as an asset, which is something they probably should have done a long time ago. But aside from that, really, it's just the same old, and it's not nearly as effective as the previous three movies. And I say previous three movies and not four movies because I don't really consider legacy part of this whole thing. Even though it's in the same timeline and everything, I focus on the Matt Damon Bourne movies. And to be honest, I don't remember Legacy that much. I watched it one time, didn't really care for it, but I do remember, I think I might have liked it more than this movie. One thing that really bugs me about this movie is it doesn't really slow down. It is constantly in motion, which is usually the formula for the Jason Bourne movies. But if you think back to the first movie, they had these great character moments where, you know, the action would stop, and the action was amazing. But then the action would stop, and they would have these awesome moments between Jason Bourne and his girlfriend at the time. All those moments were effective because we got to know who he was, and he was figuring things out along the way, because if you remember in the first movie, he had amnesia. So that was a fun part of the process. It was like all these little puzzle pieces that we were putting together. And really in this movie, we don't have that, even though they attempt to throw some new puzzle pieces at you like Jason Bourne's father. But I didn't care at all about that plot element. And to me, Jason Bourne's father being involved in the first Treadstone program, it's almost like a little too late. I think that's a big puzzle piece that should have presented itself earlier in this saga. Also, one of the villains in this movie, Vincent Cassel, who plays the asset. At first I thought, hey, this could be kind of cool because this is a guy who was part of the original program, and you know, some really bad things happened to him because of Jason Bourne's involvement. This was a guy that really had a vendetta against Bourne, but then that really just didn't play out effectively at all. Really, the whole movie, all he's doing is trying to get to Jason Bourne so he can kill him, but there's no real meat to chew on once they come face to face. They just fight. And really, Tommy Lee Jones, he's a great actor, but he is wasted in this movie. He plays the CIA director, and of course he wants to kill Jason Bourne. And really, we've seen it before. We've seen this in every other Bourne movie. Really, Pamela Landy, played by Joan Allen, she was the best, I thought. She did such a great job in Supremacy and Ultimatum, because she rode that line perfectly in being on his side and not being on his side. And I had high hopes for Alicia Vikander, but really she's one note. She's kind of boring throughout the whole movie, which is shocking to me because she is such a great actress. And then finally, I got to mention Matt Damon, of course. Matt Damon is more ripped in this movie than he's ever been in the Bourne movies, but he did not seem like he was into this role at all. He talks very little, which I guess is normal for the Bourne character, but it's hard to put my finger on it, but there was really something missing with him. I just didn't find the passion and the vigor with the character like he had in the earlier movies. And lastly, Paul Greengrass, the director, he is a good director, but I thought that the shaky cam and the quick cuts got way out of hand in this movie, and it really hurts the fight scenes, in my opinion. Ultimatum had an excellent fight scene, but for some reason in this one, it seemed like the camera was just constantly either in their armpits or in their crotch. It just wasn't effective. I didn't buy the fight scenes for the most part. So in the end, guys, I'm gonna give Jason Bourne a 2 hours lost, and that is sad. I did not expect that. I expected at least a purchase worthy out of this, but it's really sad when I am not even looking forward to the next Jason Bourne movie. So anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on Jason Bourne? Looking forward to hearing them. Make sure you like and subscribe to Humdums. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, and Humdum out.